Hey everybody, Kevin Walsh here. Hey, you probably are aware that the real estate industry has changed pretty significantly in the last couple of weeks or so. There's been a lot of news about it on television, there's been a lot written about it, but honestly, when I talk to folks, I'd say there's still a lot of confusion out there. So let me try to sum up what I believe is the central issue in this brief and low budget video with the help of my grandson's toy box. This apple here, it represents the brokerage fee. Now I'm assuming that most of you watching this video are familiar with the brokerage fee. For decades now, 95%, 96% of real estate transactions happen with a buyer's broker and a seller's broker, one on either side of the transaction. Well, before things changed, it had been assumed that the brokerage fee here would be paid in its entirety by the seller. The seller's broker at closing would share a portion of this fee with the buyer's broker. Well, going forward, that is no longer to be assumed. These two things are going to become a lot less connected than they were in the past. But this half, the buyer's portion, does not just disappear. Buyer's agents aren't all of a sudden going to work for free. In most cases, what I suspect will happen is that the seller will continue to pay the buyer's portion or the buyer's broker's fee as part of the sale of the home, and they'll just say so up front. But in some cases, the buyer is going to have to explicitly ask for this portion of the fee, the buyer's broker's portion. They're going to have to ask for it in the purchase agreement. And in some cases, the seller is going to say yes. In some cases, the seller is going to say no. And in some cases, the seller is going to say maybe. So it's going to be very important to have a skilled negotiator on your team, whether you're the seller or the buyer, to kind of work your way through that. Now listen up. In some cases, the buyer could be on the hook to pay their portion of this entirely on their own. Now I suspect that won't happen very often, but the bottom line is it's going to take a while to see how all of this will shake out. But to be clear, the apple's going to need to be made whole at some point. Now, perhaps over time, the apple, the total cost of selling a home or buying a home will shrink over time. But in some cases, it's possible that the apple actually could get larger or costs could increase. In fact, we've already seen that. So look, there's a lot of nuances to all of this, and it's best to discuss things kind of one-on-one with your scenario. You know how to find me if you'd like to talk about it.